Hello! I'm going to walk us through the Scotch Tape Lab for physics. We have some Scotch tape and a marker, and this is what we need. Thumbs up, let's go. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a long piece of tape, I'm going to fold the end over so I can get it off my table later, and we're just going to put this down here. This is going to stay here. That's going to be our base layer. Now I'm going to make another piece of tape, fold the end over. All right, and I'm putting this on top of the first piece of tape. So the first one is the base tape. I'm going to label this second piece U for upper. It's upside, it's right side up for me. So this is a U tape. That's the upper tape. And I'm going to leave the base tape down and I'm going to quickly pull. All right, so there's the U tape got pulled off. So now I can bring this close to my hand and you'll see what happens. Here's the tape dispenser. So you see what happens when it gets close. Let's turn it around. Charge it up again. Whoops, it stuck to itself. All right, so you can see there's the U-tape. Kind of either way, either side it attracts to the tape dispenser. All right, so I'm going to leave that one down. Now I'm going to make a second base tape. This one's a little bit shorter. That's okay. All right, so now I have a U-tape and here's another U-tape. And I'm gonna rip them up and then I'm gonna bring them close to each other. And you're gonna write a prediction. We're at number 3 right now. What do you think will happen when I bring the 2 U-tapes close to each other? Take a moment, write a prediction. They're sticking to my hand. This is kind of difficult. Okay, so here are the 2 U-tapes, and we're going to bring them close to each other. Let's try the other side. Sticking to my hand again. All right, so that's what happens when you bring the 2 U-tapes close to each other. Also, take a look at how distance affects the force here. As I bring them closer together, you can see what's happening. The closer I try to bring them, the more they push away. All right, so that's 2 U-tapes. I'm going to stick them back down here. All right, discharging a U-tape. So let's pull this one up again. We're on question 6. Uh-oh, come on. Okay, so I pull it up. Now it has a charge. It's sticking to my hand. Oh, I just tore it. Let's make another one. Okay, U. So when I tear this up, now it has a charge. But if I rub my fingers down it, I just tore it again. Let's try this one. If I rub my fingers over the tape like this, this should eventually get rid of the charge. Nah, still there. That's a nice sound, isn't it? Squeak. Well, it's still attracting to me. That should have worked. It's pretty dry right now. Like, not very humid in the air, so that may be affecting things. Okay. All right, let's go to number 8. We're going to make an L tape now. So, I'm going to get a new piece of tape. So I'm putting a tape over the base tape, but I'm going to label this one L for lower. And then I'm going to place a U tape for upper on top of the lower. So now I have base, lower, upper. So there's the U on top of the L tape. What do you think will happen when so here we go. I'm going to grab both the U and the L, and I'm going to bring them up together. So, all right, you can see I've got the U and the L, and then I'm going to separate them from each other and then bring them close together. So what do you think will happen when I bring these two tapes close together? This is number 8. Write a prediction now. Let's try. So we're going to separate these. Here's the U and the L coming apart. And now I'm going to bring them together. Oh boy. So you can see what's happening there. So they're pretty far apart right now. I have to do this very slowly because they're jumpy. All right, so there's the U tape and the L tape. Now, got to keep track of all my tapes here. That's the L. Now we need to make another L tape. So I've got my second base. So now I've got 2 bases, 2 L tapes. And here's a U on top of the L. And a U. I'm going to cut this one a little bit shorter. And a U on top of the other L. All right, so now I have base U, L. I'm going to bring up the U and the L, and then I'm going to separate the U from the L and separate the U from the L. What do you think will happen when we bring the 2 L tapes close together? We did the U's before. Now let's try 2 L tapes. This is number 10. What do you think will happen? Let's see if we can do this. there's U tape, but I'm keeping the L. Here's L tape number 1. Whoops. Okay, L tape number 1 and L tape number 2. Here are 2 L tapes. What happens when we bring them close together? That's not working right. Let's try again. Okay, recording. All right, so I didn't have enough hands, so I've enlisted some help. This is my partner over here. This is Amira. So now we've got the 2 sets of tapes. We're going to bring up the U and the L's together, and now we're going to separate them, rip them apart. All right, and now we have an L tape and another L tape. All right, and now you can kind of see what they're doing as they get close. If you can you keep yours still for a moment, and I'll bring mine in. All right, so you can see they're kind of repelling a little bit. All right, that's 2 L tapes. That's question 13 and 14, and that's the Scotch Tape Lab. Thanks for watching.